All right. Hello and welcome to the Sunset Chat with Selena. I am at the beach right now and you may be hearing some waves in the background. Sunset with Selena. I thought it was so cute. I've been getting a couple questions about, but I'm really passionate about the subject, so I thought it would be so cool if I share it. But today I'm going to be answering the question of how am I affording to come to Hawaii and generally traveling, but this one is very, very specific to how I am able to travel to Hawaii right now for 10 days. This trip has been absolutely amazing. I've done some really crazy, really great things, and I want to share with you guys how I'm able to do it because I don't want to gatekeep. I want everybody to be able to live the best life that they find that is best for them. So yeah, this is what we're doing. We're having a sunset chat, me and you here today, and the waves are crashing against the rocks that are behind me and the sunset. There's clouds blocking it, so it's still beautiful. I'm gonna share like lots of little tips, but 4 main things of how I'm able to be at Hawaii right now. And the first thing is that you need to learn how to travel smarter. Now, when I say travel smarter, there's so many ways that you can save money, and unfortunately, you have to sacrifice some things. So for me, I save money where I travel, the food that I eat. It's really important that you don't eat out all the time because it's so expensive. Like here in Hawaii, the meals are like 20, 25, which is actually like 30, 35 in Canadian dollars, something like that. It's like roughly around there. The excursion sucks right now. So it's like really expensive to eat out here. So going to the grocery store, still expensive, but it's way cheaper, lasts you longer, and you also feel better because a lot of the food that you're eating if you're not going to local places is not as good. Another thing is no souvenirs. Now I have this bracelet on my wrist that I did buy. So if you're gonna buy souvenirs, you need to bargain, be smart about it. But something that was really big for me is that I don't bring home souvenirs from it because it actually is so much money and it adds so much to your luggage. And honestly, nobody needs more junk sitting in their house. For me, I'm a sucker for jewelry, so people will get me with the jewelry. But I really spend my money on experiences versus spending my money on the souvenirs and junk that's just gonna sit. So specifically for Hawaii this trip, I'm staying with my grandma's friend. So I am cutting like $400 to $500, maybe even $600 right away every single day because let me tell you, it is so expensive to be at Hawaii and stay here in Hawaii. Like I can't get over how many people are actually here doing this trip, but also how like expensive it is to be here. So for me, I'm able to be here because my grandma has a friend who's been living here. She's Hawaiian born, and we get to stay with her, which is just like so phenomenal, so great. It's very exciting for me. She's the sweetest lady ever, and you know, it doesn't really matter where you stay. It could be like the trashiest place. You literally just need a place to sleep because a lot of times you're gonna be out and about. You're not even gonna be in the room, so it doesn't matter if it's small, if it's, you know, you just need somewhere to sleep. Now as you get older, you know, you get more and more picky, but for me right now where I'm at, I can sleep anywhere and everywhere and it doesn't really matter. So where you can save on that, it's great. So when you know people where you're going to, that also helps. I knew people when I went to Europe, so that helped when I wasn't out doing like tours and stuff. The thing is find sales and travel on sales. So like for flights, I found really great deals for these flights because I was looking and then we ended up picking the dates that were around flights that were discounted with WestJet. But there's so many deals that they have all year round. You just have to look, and there's so many different airlines that you can look into. So travel on sales, and also there's like this weird thing where like flying on Tuesdays is like way cheaper. So just like plan your trip around the cheaper dates and don't like go on an expensive day. Like just book it for when you can go. Normally to get to Hawaii, it's like $1,000 plus from where I am, but I got them for $300 each way. So it's really fantastic way to do that. Also, like if you have a credit card that has points, make sure you get travel points and then use your credit card as if it was your debit card, so you're not spending money you don't have, but spend the money that you have, pay it off regularly, build good credit, all that kind of stuff, but use the credit card as much as you can to get more travel points because that is another way that like saves so much. The other thing in this of like traveling smarter is buy the currency of where you're going when it's at lower or equal to your dollar. So like this trip, I made a mistake. I waited, the dollar sucks butt face. So it was really, really expensive for me to buy US cash. I mean, you can always use your Visa and everything when you're here, but it's still kind of like you want to buy the cash or like the currency of where you're going to when the dollar is good. If you kind of know you want to go to the US, for example, in the near future, don't buy the money right now, but keep an eye on it, and when it goes down, get the money where it's so equal to your dollar that it's almost like you're not spending any extra money. That is kind of like the first one, is to travel smarter. Second thing is my work. I've designed my work and I feel very, very blessed with my work, where I can do my work wherever I am in the world as long as I have Wi-Fi. So, you know, if you're young watching this, design your work so it's remote, or work at certain places for like a short period of time and get as many hours as you can and then leave and then go. But the nice thing about working remote means that I can work from wherever I am. I don't really know how it works with like the visas and like how you can do all that, but pretty much how I do it is I'm making money on vacation. Like tonight I'm gonna go home, work a couple hours, and I'm gonna make money while I'm on vacation. And so that is something that sets, I feel like, me apart from everyone else, where I'm like, I do social media marketing, web design, and lots of different things, where I have multiple streams of income. That was the other thing, is like multiple streams of income, like where at some points I'd nanny for a long period of time and I'd be at home, and then other times I would be traveling and doing like the web design. So it's all about finding opportunities that are best for you, that allow you to have flexibility. I think that's the most important. Streams of income, like my income doesn't just come from one company, one person. It's from all over the place, and a lot of hard work. Like a lot of things I may not share is like how hard I actually work to be able to do these trips. I show the whole trip and how fun it is, but there's a lot of work and hours of work that go into it, and you have to be willing to like work hard and do what you love and give to your clients, your customers, whatever it is, or your company, wherever you're working. I think it's so important that you work hard. Just find different opportunities. Like you'd be surprised, especially we're so lucky today with the internet. There's so many different ways that you can make make money on the internet and make money while you're traveling. For me specifically, I still live at home, so I have less monthly expenses. I don't have money going out every month for like rent and food. I feel very, very fortunate because I know not everybody can do that, but that is a part of how I'm traveling, because I'm on the move so much and I'm not staying in one place. So it doesn't even make sense for me to get my own place, just leave my stuff at my parents' house, and then I go back there and go off and on. And it's really like a beautiful thing that I love that they're so open with. But it's just like a lot less monthly expenses that I have. And then like eating out, I do it so much, and I realized I did it so much and I realized how that was hurting my bank account. Like I was only spending money on eating out. Like I go shopping like once or twice a year. I don't need like the brands. I'm not like, I don't know. I also have like this like little thrifty side to me, where it's like just being smarter with your money, not online shopping all the time, really considering, do I need this or do I want this? Like there's lots of like little money saving tips that I just like luckily have grown up with, so it's very familiar with me. So I spend things on like my nails and my hair, but like those are more of like monthly fees that I have, but like they're nothing compared to having to pay rent and food and like electricity and Wi-Fi, like all those things. So I do feel really fortunate about that. So yeah, I'm able to save all my money while I'm at home working, and so I really save. And like also like I've just saved from such a young age that my money is just always accumulating, and sometimes I'm like trying to figure out like, how do I afford things? But it's also the mindset that I've shifted about money, which I'm going to talk about later, because the last thing that I'm talking about is one of the most important factors that everybody can do no matter what your circumstances. So make sure you stay till the end, because the last one is gold. 3. So strong. So there is always a way. There's always a way. I truly 100% believe that. If you want something bad enough, there's always a way. You just have to get creative, find out how you can make more money, do less things, do whatever it is. You just have to figure out ways to do them and get creative. There's always a way. I truly believe that. And for me, when I went away to Europe and solo traveled for the first time, I found a deep sense of freedom, love, and when you feel that, you have something you're working towards. So I love travel, so I will do everything and anything in my power. I will create opportunities. I will look around, and like, it's just like so important. But like when you love something, you will always make it happen. If you think about something that you really wanted, you almost always make it happen. But if something you don't really care about, it most likely doesn't happen. So that's the third thing, is that you have to believe and also get creative with how you're going to do things, where you're going to stay. If you're going to go with a friend and split things, like you just want to get very creative with how you're doing things. Fourth one, which is the best one, and one that I almost can't even explain fully, but it is the mindset that you have with money, manifesting, receiving, and all those things are so important. Most important thing is like the relationship with you that you have with your money. And now I'm not an expert like by any means, but I've been digging into and starting to do my own work for many years. But this part is probably the easiest but also the hardest step, because you really have to look at like, what is my relationship with money? How did my parents view money? How does that affect me in my life? And there's just so many good questions that you can find out there. I'm not an expert, so I'm not going to go into them, but I feel that there's such an important mindset that you have to truly believe in yourself, that there is an abundance of everything and anything that you want, and you just have to expand your capacity to receive those things. And it's very difficult because even I struggle with it. It's this up and down thing where sometimes my positive attitude towards everything is great, and sometimes I feel like I don't always deserve everything, and it's like this weird kind of relationship. But at least I can say like I'm doing my very best. And like I said before, you have to create opportunities for yourself. They're not just going to come on your lap every time. Like I believe firmly in like a vision board and manifesting and like setting your vision up. But if you don't actually do things to help you get there, like visualizing it is great. Like put the poster on your board, right? But you have to do the work. You can't forget about doing the work. And when you do the work, opportunities will come to you. When you do good, opportunities will come with you. Another thing that's big for me in my journey is sharing my goals with someone that I trust, like my mom and my family, because now they're also on the lookout for what I want to do. And my mom has been a huge pillar in this. It was actually her idea that I come with my grandma here. And so like it's telling people around you that might have ideas to support you in your dream, and asking for help and asking people around you. Like if you don't ask, you'll never receive. I think the biggest thing for me was moving away from that scarcity mindset, like there's not enough. I also don't watch the bank account go down and up. I actually did a really great, fantastic podcast interview with Spencer McLean, and I'm going to tag it up here on the YouTube video, and I'm going to tag it down below in the episode notes if you're watching this on the podcast. But he actually talks a lot about relationships with money, and I love what he says. And it's all about figuring out why you want the money, where the money is playing for you, and the security and the lack of security it gives you. But moving away from that scarcity mindset is really huge. And I spend money, and I don't really like look at my bank account every single day. Like I look at it maybe like once a month, review everything, and I'm like, but I'm not living in like, oh, I can't get that, oh, I can't get that, because I'm in an abundance mindset where I'm like, money flows to me in different ways. And you can test the universe. Rachel Hollis has a podcast that's called The Rachel Hollis Show, I think, and she talks a lot about manifesting in money, which is like so good, and I love her content as well. So I recommend checking that out if you're interested in learning more about like how you can specifically manifest money and test it. Because for me, it's honestly a little bit complicated. What I wrote down here is like a part of it I really can't explain, because I truly feel like the universe has been so good to me and it rewards me, and I don't know how to explain it. Like it's honestly like this weird thing where, you know, my life, I have different challenges and struggles, and I definitely share about them, but not while I'm walking through them. And I find like I struggle a lot mentally. I have like generalized anxiety. I've been diagnosed and everything, but I struggle with mental health disorders, and it's very difficult sometimes. But I feel like I'm good to people, I'm good to others, I'm kind, I love, I give without expectation to receive, and somehow I just end up receiving, and I feel so blessed, and I can't even really explain it, but all I could think is that the universe is rewarding me in some way. And I think it's a beautiful thing that I can't really explain, but it's having that mindset first and opening that door to being like, I am able to receive good things, I am able to have good things. It's like that question of what if it doesn't work, but it's switching that to what if it does work. It's putting a positive, you're reframing it in a more positive way. And I think that's really big. Said I'm not an expert on this, but that is definitely like some things that have contributed to mine. I think that the mindset piece, along with traveling smarter, saving when I'm not traveling, finding different ways to do things that I love and make money, I think all of these things are interconnected, and I do have the most amazing parents that push me here, help me with this, and do different things and allow me to live my life to the fullest. Like I genuinely feel so much gratitude to my parents, because they've also taught me a lot about money and how to spend my money and how to make money. And so a lot of this is just a mindset, and you have to believe that you deserve it. And it's something that I do believe deep down, that I deserve good things and that I'm a good person and that good things will come. Not always on your own time, but I do believe it. And so that is all I have for now, and that is kind of like an explanation of how I'm able to afford to be in Hawaii right now. Like, I have been doing crazy activities like this. I'm going to show you.
With us that we could share with you.
So things like helicopter rides, bus tours, and everything is so freaking crazy. But what I do is I kind of have an idea what I want to do, check out the price, budget for it, work really hard to reach my goals, save a little bit more money than I actually need. And then since I'm not paying for the hotel or all the food either, because since I'm with my grandma, she's like, oh, I'll get dinner, which she's so sweet, bless her soul. And so it's really great where I have like support in different areas, but I'm definitely like saving my money to do experiences and do crazy things. But I also like, when I pay for it myself, there's just this different level of like appreciation, and I live every single moment and every single thing I do. I just cherish and live in the moment and like absorb everything I can from every single thing I do. And so that is pretty much how I am affording to go to Hawaii, because now that I'm here, I'm like, I can't believe how how it's so expensive here. So I'm just like, I feel so blessed, and I didn't realize how genuinely magical and beautiful this place is. Like, I never was like, people are like, oh my gosh, you're going to Hawaii, and I was like, yeah, I'm just going to Hawaii, like whatever. But like, now I understand the hype. Like, this is one of the most beautiful places ever, and I'm so grateful that I got to come here with my grandma and see different things. And I'm lucky that she kind of let me go on my own as well and just do a bunch of crazy things. So anyways, that is how I afforded coming to Hawaii, and some of like my general travel tips and how I travel. And another thing to remember about my travel thing is I don't travel full time. I do a lot of traveling, but I don't do it full time. So there's periods of times where I'm not traveling and I'm working more, taking on new clients, taking less clients, finding new opportunities, nannying I've even done. So it's just like, I don't travel all the time. It's just most of like what you see is me traveling and doing things. And so it's just, remember to have more perspective in that, like, it's not always that way. Even if it looks like I travel, like I do travel a lot, but you have to remember that there is downtime where I don't travel as well. So that's everything. Thank you guys so much for joining and listening. Please hit that subscribe button, follow button, and if you want, drop a comment what your thoughts are. If you have any other tips for anyone else, I'm always open to learning and hearing new things. But thank you so much for being here, and I can't wait to hear and see us grow more and travel more of the world. So we'll talk to you later.